Any who have attended Sunday school are likely to have learned about Daniel. Daniel is famous for having spent the night in a den of hungry lions and coming out the next morning completely unharmed. Students of Bible prophecy also recognize Daniel as an important contributor to our understanding of the end times. Daniel interpreted the dreams of great kings, conversed with angels, and received revelation from God about the future. I am Dave Chambers, the pastor of Manistique Bible Church. This video is another in our series of videos, articles, and radio shows giving quick overviews of the books, events, and people of the Bible. Daniel is one of the more familiar names of the Old Testament. He deserves our attention because his writings play a major role in the promises of God to save sinners and in the foretelling of God's plans for Israel and the world. Though the book of Daniel is only 12 chapters long, it has a powerful influence on how the Bible is interpreted, especially Bible prophecy. Daniel was a Jewish child taken captive while still a young boy. He was taken from Judah to Babylon. In Babylon, he was trained in the ways of the Babylonians and prepared to serve as a servant of the Babylonian kings. Daniel was recognized as a man of incredible ability and supernatural insight. As a result, Daniel was appointed one of the chief advisors to King Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel remained a counselor of kings for over 70 years. His service lasted through the defeat of the Babylonian Empire and the rise of the Medo-Persian Empire. Daniel is known for his incredible integrity. As a young boy, he was made the slave of Babylon. He was forced to march to a city hundreds of miles away and placed under orders to learn all the ways of the Babylonians. But Daniel refused to break the law God gave the Jewish people. He would not eat the unclean foods from the table of King Nebuchadnezzar. Many decades later, when King Darius issued a decree that no one offer any prayers to any god except the king, Daniel did not turn away from his daily habit of praying to God 3 times each day. Daniel proved himself to be a man more concerned about obedience to God than with currying favor with kings or avoiding life-threatening situations. Daniel is also known for his prophetic ministry. He interpreted the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar about a large image toppled by a stone. That dream was God's revelation of the kingdoms which would follow the Babylonian Empire and the ultimate overthrow of all the kingdoms of the world by God the Son. Later, Daniel was shown visions of those same world kingdoms. The later visions included specific details about the Medo-Persian and Greek empires. The visions also revealed the coming of a future God-hating ruler who would rule over the kings of the world, but would be overthrown by the Son of God. Ultimately, the prophetic visions given to Daniel are God's promise that the Son of God will one day overthrow every wicked ruler and will reign in righteousness over all the kingdoms of the world. Daniel's prophecies are powerful evidences for the truthfulness of the Bible. Daniel was written before the rise of the Persian or Greek empires, but the book foretells the rise and fall of both kingdoms. Daniel gives surprising details about the victories of the Greek Empire, the division of the empire into 4 parts, and the conflicts in Israel during the reign of Antiochus Epiphanes. The accuracy and clarity of Daniel's prophecies are strong support for the Bible's claims to be the Word of God. Though he lived over 70 years as a counselor to kings, Daniel remained a Jewish captive all his life. He never escaped bondage or returned to his home. His life came to its end sometime during the reign of Cyrus the Great. The Bible does not tell us about Daniel's death. Even tradition is silent on the subject. We know Daniel lived into his 80s, so he very well could have simply died of old age during the reign of Cyrus. Daniel is one example of many faithful servants of God in the Old Testament. Each one offers an illustration of how Christians today should follow the Lord. Those faithful saints also show the faithfulness of God to His Word. You today can trust God with your life and your eternal destiny, just as Daniel did. If you have more questions, go to everlastingtruths.com, where you can find biblical answers to your questions.